thank you all so much for coming this evening. I want to thank Jim. Where's Jim?
He just went out.
Oh, okay. Jim. Jim Ledbetter and his wife and family and everybody in the firm for organising this evening. What a wonderful evening. Oh, there you are. Jim has always been an inspiration. I'll never forget him when he introduced our governor, Napolitano, who is here. And it was the first time I think I'd ever met you or heard you speak. And wow, I was just wowed because you were so good at how you spoke. And of course we elected her with a huge majority. But then she went and left us, so... Yeah. And guess who we got? Another Janet, but not the same. We won't go there. I also want to thank Tom O'Halloran so much, Tom. Tom's been my mentor for many years. When I first came here, I heard the name Tom O'Halloran. It was like this wonderful man who had done all these things, and who is this guy? And then I heard he was a Republican. I thought, wow, you know. And then I heard him speak at some meeting, and it was like, this is an amazing guy. And I began to understand why many of my Democratic friends changed their allegiance and actually registered as either independents or Republicans in order to vote for him in the primaries. And I can understand that. I also understand that the reasons behind why Tom is no longer in the State House is the reasons why I'm running tonight. And that is, we have been overtaken in the state legislature by people who have their own agendas, extreme agendas, who do not reflect the people in the state. And I agree 100% with Tom, is that this is something that we have to be concerned about and we have to stop. And that's one of the reasons I know that Doug feels the same way. We're standing, we're running. Another reason is that for the first time in this area, certainly for a long time anyway, we're in a district that is competitive. This is because of the redistricting. I hope you all know about the redistricting. I'm not going to go into many details, but we're now in LD6. It's a new district. It goes from Mingus Mountain. We're on the far west of the district, and it goes all the way to Holbrook in the east. And then it goes down into Gila County, to Payson and beyond, and then it goes up to the Grand Canyon. So it covers Coconino County and Parks and Flagstaff and so on, where Doug comes from. So we have a very diverse area, district, very diverse, but one which I think will not be represented at all by our opponents. I haven't spoken much about our opponents because I don't want to give them any of my breath. I want to talk more about what I run for, but I do think there's going to be a time when people will have to know they have a very clear choice in this election. A choice between extremism, a choice between bigotry, and a choice between reason and moderation, and willingness to find solutions. And that's what Doug and I stand for. So I do believe that this race is winnable. It really is. We need everybody to come out and vote for us, and I'll come to that in a few moments. I just want to tell you a little bit about myself, for those of you who don't know me. I've been in this, as you can tell, I'm not originally from here. This accent is not made up. I'm originally from England. I spent half my life in the United States. I was a single mum. I came first to New Orleans, where I was a teacher, and both my kids went through public school, all the way through to high school, and it was tough times, but it made me learn a lot. I learned what it was like to make ends meet. I formed my own company. I was actually creator of jobs, and in the end was asked to work with a large company you all know, Quest Communications in Denver, where I went with my kids, which was probably the best thing I did because I met my husband Paul there. Paul LeFevre. So I'm not French, that's his name, okay? And my kids went to university there. My son went to Boulder, to CU in Boulder. Did a business course there, is now in business, doing very well. My daughter just completed her 4th year in neurology at University Hospital in Denver, and she's now doing a fellowship in epilepsy. I'm very proud of both of them. I'm a really proud mum. But I also remember that they went through a public school system, and that's what Tom is talking about. This is our future. This is how we are going to succeed if we are going to bring jobs in, if we're going to expand and become a state that we're proud of again. Not the rubbish that's been going on in the capital. We have to focus on what's important. Doug and I call ourselves the jobs team, and this is what it's all about. It's bringing back the economy, bringing back jobs, but you can't do it without education, an education system that works. Not defund it, not give the money to private prisons, for heaven's sake. $50 million to private prisons? Prisons that are incompetent, that have let out murderers? Sorry, unsafe, and are making money and are more expensive than public prisons. We have a problem with that. We want to focus on putting the money into our education system. As Tom said, we're not bad, we're kind of in the middle there, even with all these cuts. Think where we would be if we could properly fund our schools. I've been out, just as Doug has, knocking on doors for the past umpteen weeks. I don't know how many doors I've knocked on. I hope some of you have too. And I've actually met with many, many folks who are educators or involved in our education system. They want to change too. And I know you do too. And this is what we have to do. We have to focus on investing in our teachers. We lost 6,000 teachers since 2009, 6,000. We have 40 kids in a class. I don't know about you, those of you, any teachers here? I'm sure there are educators, absolutely. I don't think I could teach 40 kids in a class, no way. We can't expect our teachers to do that either. We need to respect our teachers. I see Karen McClellan there, who does a wonderful job on the school board. And I know Jim has too. We need to respect them, we need to pay them better so that we get good class teachers, and we also fund them so they're not out there buying their supplies and spending money they don't have on the supplies for their rooms. Just one final thing about education, which still is in my mind. While I was walking around, and Ahmad, where are you? You remember this lady who, Ahmad covers my back when we go canvassing. He's wonderful. And we went to this one house, and this lady answered the door, an elderly lady, and she was very nice. She let us in and started talking to us. We got on to education. Her wall was covered with these beautiful watercolors. She taught watercolor painting in the community. She had been a teacher, and she said how sad it was that art was being taken out of the curriculum. What are we as a society when we can't let our kids take art or music? There's something wrong with that. Yeah. So Doug and I want to change things, but we need your help. We need your help to bring things back, to focus on jobs, to focus on education, healthcare. We can't just do it with just you. You have to pass the word around. Pass it to at least 10, 15, 20 people. How many? Get on the phone, go to the office. We have 2 offices in the area. We've got one here in Cottonwood. We've got one in Sedona. If you can spend some time there making phone calls for us, or you can even take a list home and make them from home. But we need your help. We need you to be able to make those calls. And finally, I'm running traditionally, which means I'm dependent on financing my campaign myself. We're doing very well. We need more help. We have to send out mailers to our constituents all over the district. It costs a lot of money. So I'd really appreciate it if you could donate this evening too.